Hey, it's Kieran, just me, by myself. And Jordan is by himself at home because he didn't do some crappy mic technique. And I'm here recording this for you, letting you know that it's going to be a bit quiet. There's going to be the normal swearing, spoilers, and opinions, so brace yourselves for those. You know what the deal is. But I'm just saying, you might want to get a tea, a coffee, a whiskey, hot milk, lemonade, any more drinks, a rum, a Bloody Mary, and sit down in a library or a doctor's waiting lounge or, I don't know, like an exam hall. If you're an invigilator for an exam, listen to this show. I tell you what, this one goes out to the exam invigilators. All right, have a good time. Bye now. No, just listen to the show. Just stay here, listening, in a quiet place. Now.
Hello, and welcome to 250 Reasons to Stay Indoors. I'm Jordan.
I'm Kieran.
And this is the podcast where we watch the IMDb top 250 films and we tell you whether they were worth staying indoors for or not. What are we watching this week, Kieran?
This week we are watching Howl's Moving Castle.
And it is where and when?
Where it is 135 on the list,
Uh-huh.
and it came out in the year 2004.
Oh,
Have you seen Howl's Moving Castle before?
I have, yeah.
Oh,
Many years ago.
all right. Do you remember what happens?
It was the first Studio Ghibli film that I'd ever seen. And
Well, that's a giveaway. Now I know it's a Studio Ghibli film.
Well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Everyone, is that a giveaway? You were waiting to, reveal that when we do the actual
I've changed.
chunk?
Well, I haven't seen the film, so I didn't know it was a Studio Ghibli film.
Sorry. Well, it's a Studio Ghibli film.
Oh, okay. Well, I think in this film, Howl's Moving Castle,
Mm.
I reckon Howl is an owl,
Okay.
and he or she
Right.
has a castle on wheels. They can just take around places.
You've really gone out on a limb there, haven't
but
you?
well, I mean, all I have to go by is the fact that it's the name,
Mm.
but then also Studio Ghibli now. That's added information that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
So all I can do is just stick to my guns. It's a castle on wheels, not a sandcastle, not a fortress, somewhere in between.
What if it was about a crazy, kooky character,
Yeah.
a prince or a king, and he's moving to a new house and he's got to deal with all the hijinks? Howl's Moving Castle.
Is it like
He's moving to a different castle.
Changing Rooms? Did you ever watch that show?
No, but that sounds like what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, like a kind of a
Like
goofy...
a 60-minute makeover, kind of like
No,
DIY SOS.
No.
Oh.
Like Are We Done Yet? You know that one with Ice Cube? That style, like it's a
Oh, okay. I think I know that
teen,
style.
child friendly
Yeah.
Disney film. Howl's Moving Castle.
But I can't imagine that being Studio Ghibli though.
No, well, no. This is what it could be, isn't it? It's not what it.
Yeah,
what
but
it
now that you told me it's
definitely
Studio Ghibli, it's like, well, you know, I'd feel like you crushed a lot of my creativity by putting that huge limitation. It is definitely an animated Japanese film.
Okay, well, we can discuss that while we watch the film.
Okay, let's go do it.
Okay. And we're back with a couple of fast thoughts. Scarecrows.
Japan. No, not even Japan. It's a Japanese thing. I got that wrong. Go on.
Blonde hair.
Wizards and witches.
That's two things. I was going to say old ladies.
No, there's not even old men.
Dogs that talk with a weird thing.
What is it? It's like a random magical scarecrow prince because he turns into a prince at the end of the film.
Yes. Opposite Cinderella.
Turnip.
Wizard boy man.
Little flamey demon guy.
A cloak that makes you have a beard.
Big wings birdie guy.
Big wings birdie guy.
Yeah.
This is good. A moving castle.
Oh yeah. A rickety old house.
Doors that go somewhere else.
I'm done.
Yeah, me too.
Cool.
Okay, so now we get to the section that everyone's been waiting for.
The
Where
15-second pitch, where
that's
I try and sum up the film in precisely 15 seconds. If we go over, then it sucks. And if we go under, then I probably, hopefully, try and work it out so that it's precisely 15 seconds. Jordan, are you ready with the timer?
3, 2, 1, go.
There's this woman, she gets turned into an old woman by a witch, and she's like, let me go find a wizard. She finds a random house on legs, and they, what's even the point of their relationship? They end up going out, and the witch dies. Well, she doesn't die, but whatever.
17 seconds.
I mean,
But I don't really feel like...
Can we just do the synopsis, please?
Yeah,
Because
sure.
this is just confusing.
Let's do the synopsis.
All right. Now, we start off, we got this girl, Sophie. She is a hatter, and the universe this is in, fuck knows what this universe is. It looks like, I don't know, Denmark or Norway.
It does, yeah. It looks sort of...
But then people are
European.
driving cars, and they're also driving, like...
bicycles.
Yeah. But you know, like a gondola in Venice?
Yeah.
It looks like you can have a gondola, but that flies.
Yeah.
So you've got, like, little personal
You know what?
aeroplane things.
It looks like, there's that painting or the selection of paintings from perhaps, I think it's like the 18th century, that depict what they think we would have and what the future would be, like what 2000 would be. And there's like, wooden flying planes, like little motor cars.
It's something like that. It looks like a dragonfly, like a little metal dragonfly kind of thing. It's fucking weird. Anyway, so this weird ass universe. She's walking to find someone after she finishes work one day, and there's a random like soldier who kind of pulls her up, and she's like, and they're being all creepy. Like, do you want to go get some tea? All right, darling, you look real cute. And then there's this guy who comes behind her, and he tells them to fuck off, and he magically like tells them to go away. Turns out he's a wizard called Howl that everyone fancies, right?
Yeah.
Now he's like, all right, you got to walk with me, but I'm being followed. And there's these squishy weird people that are like these black squishy monsters with suits on.
Yeah.
And they're trying to find Howl and whatever, because they're working for the Witch of the Waste, right?
West.
No, Waste.
Witch of the West.
It's the Witch of the Waste.
No way.
I want you to, let's search for that right now, because it's definitely the Witch of the Waste. So this guy, Hal, saves her and drops her off on a balcony, and she's like, oh, I don't know what the hell happened. She goes home, and the Witch of the Waste just rocks up in her shop and says like, oh, I saw you all with Howl and whatever. And Sophie's like, I don't know what you're talking about, whatever. And Witch of the Waste, as she leaves, puts this spell on Sophie that, long story short, turns her into this old woman.
Mm-hmm.
As an old woman, Sophie decides to go for a walk into the mountains with only a shawl. She finds a stick, and she's like, that'll make a good staff. Turns out it's not a stick. It's...
Well, no, she's not walking into the mountains. She's trying to find the witch again.
So she can
to take the curse off.
Yeah. So she finds this stick. It's not a stick. It's the bottom half of a scarecrow, like the stick from a scarecrow.
Yeah.
This scarecrow has got a turnip for a head. She calls it Turnip. And it's like, oh, great. You're a nice scarecrow. The scarecrow follows her, and she loses her shawl. He brings her the shawl, he brings her a staff, like a stick, a walking stick.
Yeah.
And she's all like, oh, well, if you could find me a house, that'd be great, because she's not brought anything to prepare her for this really long journey.
No, not at all.
But he manages to guide her to, or like finds her Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah.
Which is this, it's not a castle. It's not a castle. It's a rickety old house.
What define a castle? What does something have to be a castle?
It's got to have those like not turrets, but it's got to have towers.
Yeah.
It's got to have bricks, and it's got to have it's got to look majestic.
Right.
It's got to look like there's royalty here.
Right.
Whereas
it doesn't really look like that.
It looks like a village all crammed
messy.
into one. It's a messy thing, and it's got the metallic bird legs, four legs. She climbs onto it and falls asleep in front of the fire. By the way, the fire is a demon called
Calcifer.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Called Calcifer. She has some bants with him. Whatever. Wakes up the next day, and there's and she's no longer. It seems that she's no longer on this building, like on this moving
Yeah,
castle.
she's in a
She's in
shop.
an actual shop, which is like a wizard's shop, and this little kid wizard supplies.
Kid Wizard, that was his name.
Yeah,
Kid Wiz.
yeah. Kid Wiz supplies little. I don't know.
That's got to be like a Marvel superhero or
Probably.
something, isn't it?
Probably. Supplies these little bewitchments and shit like that. Like, oh, put this on your boat and it'll sail nicely. It'll be fine.
Got that Kid Wiz seal of approval.
Exactly. But what it is like it's a front for Howl. So this kid is the Kid Wiz and does this whole thing.
Yeah.
He's like looking after the house when Howl isn't there. But what the deal is with the Howl's Moving Castle is that it is Howl's Moving Castle, as well as being a shop, as well as being another place.
Because it moves.
Because it moves, and there's a little dial on the door that
Yeah.
changes what like place it's in. So imagine that. Now, that's Act 1 kind of done.
Boom.
I would
Don't
say.
need to revisit that.
Set the scene, and that's that. Sophie goes and cleans the house, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Now, there's a war that's going on in this universe, and in this country or whatever. And Hal's like, this war is bullshit, and I don't want to be part of it. And sorry. Just to quickly backtrack. He wakes up one day, goes to the bathroom to do his hair, and he goes downstairs and starts crying because Sophie's moved all of his bottles around because she was cleaning.
She was cleaning, yeah.
And now he's ginger. And I'm like, you're still cute. It's all good, mate. But he's like, what's the point of being alive if you're not pretty?
Yeah, and
she's
really
upset.
Sad.
Yeah, she's upset because she was never pretty, and she calls him an asshole. But she eventually tries to comfort him, and in their little heart-to-heart moment, he's like, I don't want to fight this dumb war. The king wants me to fight for him because I'm a fucking sick wizard, but I don't want to do it because it's a dumbass war. What you should do, Sophie, is you should go over to the king and say, you can pretend to be my mum, and just be like, yeah, my son's a dickhead. You don't want him fighting for you, so just completely discount him. Don't worry about him. Just like forget him. Don't worry about it.
Mm.
She goes to the king, and on her way there's this old woman, the Witch of the Waste, who rocks up, and they can't have transport when they get a certain part into the courtyard of the king.
Yeah.
And so they have to walk up like hundreds of stairs as old women. The bloody Sophie takes pity on the Witch of the Waste because the Witch of the Waste is fat as hell and old and whatever. And kind of they like almost band together. As Sophie goes into a separate room, the Witch of the Waste just goes onto a chair. Her powers get removed and she turns into like a 90-year-old woman because she's actually that old. Sophie is having a chat, not with the king, but with like, I don't know, with his queen or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't even know what her job description is. Just
Queen of the land.
Queen of the land, I guess. And she's all like, it's a shame because Howl was my best apprentice and all of this, blah 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 blah. Shit starts to go down, and Howl rocks up again. Howl, Sophie, the Witch of the Waste, who no longer has any powers, but is just an old woman now. She's just an old woman. That's basically it.
Yeah.
And the Queen of the Land's dog go back to Howl's place, and they're like, "Oh, we're chilling now." And
we did it.
The Queen of the Land is spying on Howl and everything.
And it was like a trap, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Howl was supposed to go there and sit in that seat and have his powers removed. Because I think it was any wizards that weren't complying to fight with the king were getting their powers removed and that sort of shit.
Something like that. So Kid Wiz and whilst Howl is off fighting the war and stuff, because he's now in love with Sophie, because he's clocked that when Sophie is in love with Howl, she turns back into a younger woman again. But when she's like doubtful of herself, that's when she's been an old woman, right? That's kind of what the
I got it.
is.
Like I saw it as like when she's feeling very passionately about something.
It seems like the cure of the curse is love. That's what it seems.
Potentially, yeah.
All right, possibly. Now Howl's off fighting his wars. He's doing his thing.
So what is he? But is he fighting? Because I don't really know who the war is against, but it seems like he's trying to just bring an end to the war. It doesn't feel like he's necessarily fighting a side.
Yeah, he's just
trying to stop things. Like, so there's like lots of
he's just fucking people up.
yeah,
He's just fucking anyone up. And because he's like, oh, because I want to protect you, Sophie. And Sophie, for some reason, has this wise old idea to like somehow get involved and like just be all. I don't know what kind of compels her to go and aid Howl, but because nothing that she does helps him in any way, it just kind of makes it more destructive.
What did she do to try and help him?
She's like, all right, we've got to give some more energy to Calcifer. Calcifer, by the way, runs Howl's Moving Castle, kind of gives it magical power and shit. And she's like, all right, let's give some magical power, and then we're going to move Howl's Moving Castle. Like, there was some point where there was a disconnect. Like, I blipped out for a second. I wasn't understanding what happened, but suddenly, she reveals to the old woman, the Witch of the Waste, who, by the way, fancied Howl back in the day.
And those blobs, they were the witch. The blob men, right at the start, they were the Witch of the Waste trying to get him, right?
Yeah. Because she fancied the hell out of him.
She wants his heart.
And Calcifer exists in Howl's heart.
Yeah. So we like at the end of the film. Well, I mean, you were basically there. It's just like it continues.
I'm really close, but
yeah, it continues in that sort of way. You've done most of it. I'll take it.
Okay.
I remember this bit. So it continues in a way where Howl is continuously sort of going out and fighting the war, and it's taking more and more of a toll on him. And yeah, like everyone's trying to help out to help Calcifer because Calcifer's linked to Howl, and Howl's getting battered, and so they're sort of Calcifer's feeling it too. And then there's one night where Howl comes in, and he's just like still because he transforms into like some sort of eagle man.
Yeah.
And as the film progresses, he becomes more and more eagle man. And I think that maybe is like symbolic of him getting more and more like consumed by the war itself. So there's a portion where he sort of goes all out, and the castle starts to sort of fall apart, doesn't it?
But it falls apart not because of Howl. It falls apart because this old woman has taken his heart away from the fireplace, which is the deal. The deal was that Calcifer stays in the fireplace, provides for the thing, and Howl's heart always stays in the fireplace, right? But then this old woman's like, I want Howl's heart because I love him and whatever. And Sophie's like, no, you can't do that. The house falls apart in two, right?
And it's just down to like the bare bones.
It's just down to the bare bones, but it fully splits apart in two, and you've got the old woman and Boy Wiz, just Kid Wiz on one half, and you've got
Boy Wiz.
Yeah, whatever.
His sidekick. Boy Wiz and Kid Wiz.
And you've got Sophie and the dog, like, fall down a mountain, somehow still survive. There's a magical door that still exists, part of the thing. She goes through this magical door, sees a part of Howl's childhood, how the whole thing came to be with Calcifer and the heart and whatever. And she's like, in the future, wait for me, blah, blah, blah. Goes back. Howl is suddenly there. And she's like, I'm sorry I took so long. And I'm like, Sophie, it's not your problem. Like, you were just part of a magical dream sequence. That was part of the past. He probably constructed it. It's got nothing to do with you, how long it took. And she's like, Howl, can you please take me back to where Calcifer is? She goes, he takes them as Birdman. He takes her and this stupid fucking dog to go see where Calcifer is. Calcifer is still with the old lady because the old lady is like, I really want to keep his heart. And
yeah, she's just like hugging it.
That's where Kid Wiz is as well. Howl's like, I'm super dead right now. I'm nearly about to die. Sophie goes up to the old woman's like, please can I have the heart? And she's like, but I still love him. Please can I have the heart? Why didn't you just ask her in the first place to have the heart back? Because she ended up giving up the heart.
Yeah, she gave it up pretty.
She gave
not
it up.
That difficult.
Put the heart back into Howl. Calcifer flies away, gets bored, and comes back to them. And it's like actually no. I'll reconstruct the house, and they all lived happily ever after in Howl's Moving Castle, reconstructed, just doing their own thing, and now the war is over.
Okay, but there's
The
one
end.
bit I'm getting
The end.
confused
The
on.
end.
Yeah, that's the end. But there's just a few things. So, the bit where the flashback with Howl and
The what?
the flashback with Howl and
Flashback.
Calcifer. Flashback with Howl and Calcifer.
Yeah.
Just to explain that bit. So Calcifer seems to be like a star or something. Like there's like this scene where like loads of stars are falling from the sky.
A wizard spirit, and if you catch one, then
Yeah.
you get some wizard.
Yeah,
skills.
and the thing is, like, you sort of trade part of yourself with this spirit, and then you work together harmoniously to do whatever you want.
You get better skills.
And yeah, and I think it seems like the more important the item that you give the spirit, the more power it can sort of draw from it. I think doesn't Sophie give Calcifer like a lock of hair or something like that to just deal with, to tide him over whilst he's got no heart,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And so Hal obviously gave him his heart, and so like Calcifer's just been like chewing on this heart for a while, and that's why he's sort of all good.
Yeah.
All good at stuff.
Cool.
I don't remember. Surely he must have something at the end when he comes back. Did you not take something, or is it just the lock of hair? Is that bit?
I don't know. I think he's just chilling because that's because they make a bargain. That's the deal. Like so the only reason why demons get connected with humans is because the demon's like, I can give you all these skills. I can give you wizard takers for days.
Yeah.
But I've got a feast on your heart or something. Now, so what's in it for the human is all the skills, and what's in it for the demon is feasting on the thing. So, but the only so he would just piss off, but he comes back because he's bored. So what's in it for him is their company.
Yeah.
So he's not doing a deal anymore. He's just he likes being around them.
Well, what did they call him? Like how the boy that stole the heart of a star or something like that?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I don't know. I watched.
I don't know. I liked that bit. That was cool.
I've got some beef though.
I was about to say, yeah. Let's go into beefs.
All right, what period is this? Where even?
It doesn't
are we?
matter, Kieran. It's a make believe period.
Jordan, like all the writing on the walls, like that's all English, but
right.
then like they're like all the flags are obviously not.
Yeah, because it's not real.
Yeah, they're not real places.
You do know it's not real, right?
Thank you,
it's
Jordan.
animated and it's not real. It exists in fiction.
But like we're not even 10 minutes in, and I was asking like, what the fuck even is this universe? Like it's not established quickly enough.
You can't allow yourself to be in that world.
This happened with My Neighbor Totoro, where I'm like, oh, is this real? Is this not? Is this a
doesn't
have
have
their imagination?
It's just
like because like why is it not that it's
just a story?
Really early on, Jordan, there needs to be like, this is the universe.
No.
Whereas we just
every film started like that. It would take such a long time to get through it.
We just go balls deep into a story.
Yeah.
Before we've even established what the world is, and then for some reason, fucking people are flying, and it's like, oh,
that's it. Shit though. It's literally just
fine.
like because it starts with Sophie, and she's like a seamstress or something. It's like, look, here you go. It's an old timey, villagey type thing. You can still buy the buildings. It sort of looks European. It's like a German, like Danish sort of thing going on. Also, there's some flying cars and there's wizards. So this is your world. Here
some steampunky, but no, it's the wizards and magic thing
right.
that wasn't established. It was like, oh, it just starts happening now, and so it's like,
yeah, the first time you see it is when Howl comes in, but yeah, that's fine. I mean, you have to introduce it at some point, and that is right at the start of the film.
Nah, because all right, in Harry Potter,
yeah,
before anything happens,
right,
to do with specific characters, you've got like, here is Diagon Alley, and you can see all of the crazy hubbub of people being magical, and look, there's
the start of Harry Potter.
Shit. Not right at the beginning, but like in the first, so like that's when you get full on magic. Like you get a bit of magic with Hagrid, and it's like because he says, "You're a wizard, Harry," right?
But doesn't he drive down on a flying motorbike as well?
And also, right at the beginning of the film,
right
at the beginning of the film, you got the whole thing on Privet Drive where Dumbledore leaves Harry on the doorstep, right? So it's like, okay, there's clearly some magic going on here right at the beginning. The first thing you see is man like Albus just like whipping out whipping out all the lights with the fucking lighter thing, yeah. So he just does that nice and easy. And so you're like, oh, clearly there's a little bit of magic going on here, but it's not too much. It's enough for me to know that some of it's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got all the stuff that happens in the Muggle world with the snake and the zoo and all that shit. And then when it's like, all right, this is balls deep magic, you're going into Diagon Alley.
Okay.
That's when you have your sweeping shot of all Diagon Alley and you see all the magical things going on. There was none of this in this film. In this film, it was just like, oh, here is the world, some kind of steampunky hybrid of like I don't know,
Yeah.
1800s with a few mechanical cars.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're flying now with some random blobby ghosts. What? Where these blobby ghosts in uniform come from? Like, how there's no like other magical creatures in this
But
world.
the thing is, though, I mean, I disagree with you because I think they did sort of let you into it slow enough and gave you what you needed to know. And also, there's got to be something to like look forward to. Like you hope when you're watching the film, you're hoping that you're going to see more like wizards and stuff like that.
Why would you immediately hope that? When I'm watching
Because
James Bond, I'm not hoping for wizards.
That's the stuff that's not normal, isn't it? Those are the things that out of this, everything looks like a normal town, and then there's also flying cars and wizards, and you're like, well, I want to see more about the flying cars. I want to know how that's gone on. But also, it's animated, so what they're able to do is a lot more expansive than if you were filming, say, Harry Potter, and it's all live action. You can't have blobby guards without a really expensive CGI budget. Whereas if you're just drawing blobby guards, it doesn't cost any more than drawing normal people.
All right, I want to move on to my next beef.
Okay.
If I can.
Yeah, go for it.
When she goes off and has a big walk to find the Witch of the Waste again. By the way, did you find out if it was Witch of the West or Witch of the Waste?
Yeah, it was Witch of the Waste.
Nailed it. So when she goes off and to try and find the Witch of the Waste, why is she not more prepared? Like, have a better traveling clothes.
That's dumb. I never even picked up on that. That's dumb.
She packed some bread and cheese and a shawl.
Yeah.
Like, at least have a bottle of water. Come on.
I think she was still in the mindset that she was a young woman, but she's an old lady now.
And she'd had definitely clocked in that morning when she tried to wake up and all her bones were cracked.
Yeah, but you just don't think about those things. You wake up one day, you're old, you're like, well, I'm going to go down to the park, and you put on some shoes and you go down, but you don't think you're old now. You need a coat.
Yeah,
because you're not used to doing that.
Yes. Can we bring up Turnip?
Yeah.
Turnip, this scarecrow. She says hi to this scarecrow. Scarecrow helps her out a little bit. When she says goodbye to the scarecrow, she's all like, oh, I wish you well on your journey and I hope that you find love. Just say bye to the fucking turnip. It's just a turnip. Why are you taking so long? Like, just go into the magical house that you've just been provided. Like, why do you need to give this big salutations, dear scarecrow turnip? Like, just...
Keiran, you keep trying to like base this film in like real life situations, and it's not what this film is. It's just like a fantasy world.
Whether or not it's a fantasy world, or like, I don't care, because regardless, if you're spending like a whole monologue saying bye to someone, that's extra. That's just too much. Just say bye, especially because you've only just met this.
But imagine a world where we did say things that were nicer than just bye. Imagine a world where we did say, I hope you achieve all of the dreams that you wanted to do today.
Get to the point. Like, just imagine we did that.
Just slow down there,
every
Keiran.
Single time.
Easy on there, boy. Just take a little moment to appreciate life.
Life's great and everything, but what she's just done...
Yeah.
Old woman Sophie, she's just jumped onto Howl's moving...
Old woman Sophie.
Oh. She's just jumped onto Howl's moving castle,
Yeah.
I just wanted to go in through that door and see what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, it builds the tension, doesn't it? Like, just do it. Just stop. Just go in the film. I want to see what's inside the castle. Go.
No, it's not building tension because she's not like, oh, I wonder what's going on. She's just off.
No, that's what you're doing. You're going, I wonder what's going on.
I just find it annoying.
That's obvious.
I'm not mystified, Jordan. I'm not mystified. I'm not tense.
You're Mr. Pearson. We know that.
Okay. There's always a certain point, dear listeners. There's always a certain point where we're discussing beefs with Jordan, and I feel like I'm having a constructive conversation. He's giving me some good feedback, and there's a point where we just get silly, and I know that there's no point going any further. Jordan doesn't get violent; he just gets silly, and that's when you know it's non-negotiable anymore. You're not going to go anywhere with him.
I don't get revenge. I get jokes.
No.
No?
Do you have any beefs?
No.
I've got some more. Oh, okay. I
thought it was a good film.
I'm just going to keep rattling them off if that's okay.
Okay. I'll just keep batting them off.
Oh, hey, Dexter.
Oh, yeah, sorry. You may hear a dog. My mum and dad got a new dog. I've got a little brother now. His name's Dexter. He's
stupid cute.
He's stupid cute. He's a Labrador. He's beautiful. And if anyone tries to hurt him, I'll kill them.
Okay. The deal with my next beef. The deal with bloody Howl and the Witch of the Waste.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So all of this beef where he's like, oh, I hate the Witch of the Waste, and the Witch of the Waste is like, oh, before you realize that she's in love with him, you think that she's chasing him down because she wants to kill him or something. Right. I wrote down what it was that he said the reason why all this shit was happening.
Okay.
And I summed it up like this.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, this Witch of the Waste character, well interesting.
Mm.
Witch of the Waste was all like, oh, I'm in love with you. And he's like,
whoa, take a minute just to...
and I'm out of here. But Witch of the Waste is like, oh, I still want me some of that Howl. And so she just goes around turning people into
that whiz dick.
Yeah, I want to give me some of that whiz dick. Yeah, but that's just fucking dumb. It's just like a little kids playing around fucking kiss chase bullshit.
Yeah,
like
but
why?
People are getting hurt.
Yeah, and that's wrong.
People are getting oldified.
Why is that happening, Jordan? This is just silly.
She's jealous.
Stupid. Why would you base a whole film around jealousy? Like, dumb as hell.
It's one of the most easy to understand emotions for a child.
Next up,
Maybe,
when Sophie goes to see the king,
yeah,
Howl's like, I'll come follow you. Yeah, I'll disguise myself. I'll come follow you. She gets into the king's courtyard or something, big king square or something.
Yeah.
And there's this little dog that starts. This is the little stupid panting dog or something. We later find out this is not Howl. In fact, Howl has disguised himself as the king himself.
But Sophie thought it was Howl.
Right. Now, she's walking around with this dog at her heels. And the Witch of the Waste is also there saying, basically, she's trying to get some info on Howl. Now, the way that Sophie communicates with this dog is by calling it Howl.
Right.
But the Witch of the Waste is just there.
Right. But she's lost her powers now, right?
Not yet.
Oh.
But basically, Sophie is being really bait about the fact that she thinks that that's Howl. So I'm like, why the hell are you calling it Howl when the Witch of the Waste is right there? You're like, the point of you being at the castle is to kind of protect you and to protect
but isn't
Howl.
the castle where she loses her powers?
Yeah. This is before the Witch of the Waste has lost her powers. When they're still walking.
Oh, yeah, right, of course.
They're still walking up to the thing.
Yeah.
And she's not even like, Howl, shut up. Or like, Howl, can you give me some directions or something? She's like, Howl, blah, 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 blah. And like, the Witch of the Waste is going to hear that. And I was fully expecting the Witch of the Waste to just start doing some crazy shit against this little dog, this unsuspecting dog. You know?
Some people are just like that, though. Like, they think they're whispering, but they're not. That's all I'm going to say, Kieran. Is just, some people don't have the same level of fucking.
These are all my beefs. Oh, sorry. One more thing, if I may. Sophie, when she comes into Howl's Moving Castle, just starts sleeping and just like cooking up food and stuff, as if she's Yojimbo, just going around and.
She does just go up there and just start making some food, didn't she?
Yeah.
It was just a bit not on.
She's like, oh yeah, I'm here now.
It's not even like you're saying that you think the castle's abandoned because it's moving. No. And it's operating.
And there's a kid there.
Yeah, and there is someone there, who's telling you that it's not your place.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a little bit not on.
All right.
Have you got any bits and bobs?
Yeah, I do, but I've been talking for 3 years, so do you want to say something first?
Yeah. See, the thing is, like, my notes are not helping me because there's not many of them, and also
are they not very descriptive?
They're not very descriptive. It's like,
why don't you say it and I'll try and guess it?
Okay, those eggs are not done.
Oh yeah. So she cooks eggs and bacon for all of about 2 seconds.
And were the eggs not done?
I mean, they can't have been.
Were they runny?
I think I wouldn't be surprised if they were.
Do they eat anything other than bread and cheese?
I saw that they bought some potatoes, so I can presume they bought potatoes.
Is this all making sense to you?
Yeah.
It's not making sense to me.
The reason why is because she put bread and cheese in her basket when she went for that long walk, and the kid was going to eat bread and cheese for breakfast before she decided that she was going to start cooking.
You're right.
Right? That's probably why.
I did also have one note that maybe an oldness spell was cast on you.
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
And that's why I have no hair and acts like a 40-year-old man.
At the age of 16.
Well, I mean, I'm not 16 now, but
Yeah,
at
but
the
you've
16.
been bald since you were 16.
Well, well, no. Let me just clarify this. I've been proper full-on bald for like the past month. I've been almost entirely bald for about a year. I've been having like super thin hair for I would say 2 years, and I had gradually receding hairline from since I was born. I'm quite sure. Quite sure.
It just never came in.
Yeah, well, I mean,
and then
it was there, but it was always the receding thing.
Right.
Like
those are some powerful genes, man.
Yeah, and it just kept going back and back and back and back and back.
I think the baldness is working for you. It's good that you've when a year ago when you decided to just like have like basically no hair was just like when you were just sick of like trying to like mask a receding hairline or anything like that. That was the best move you ever had.
Yeah,
like,
thank you.
It's just like the actual confidence of like not having to worry about it.
And now I have even less things to worry about because I don't even have to go to the barber every 10 days.
Yeah, and you save yourself the price of a mirror because you could just look into your head.
How does that work? Because my eyes are on.
You need to get mirror glasses that go round.
Like a periscope.
Like a periscope that goes back onto your head. So that you can see your own head.
Well, I don't even need a mirror to do my.
Oh wait, no, because then you wouldn't see anything, would you? Just see the ceiling.
Well, it would just need to be like 2 periscopes. So one to go up into the ceiling, and then one to just
There's definitely
come back around it.
Like, you could definitely save yourself the price of a mirror.
360 periscope
by buying more mirrors. It's Jordan math, baby.
Yeah. Jordan mirrors. But I've got this bald man razor, and I don't even need to. I crashed at yours last night.
Yeah, you got a bald man razor. You You buffer your head.
So I was bald man razoring my head this morning.
Yeah.
And like, I don't want to call shots at your bathroom, but I will.
Okay.
It's not lit the same way as my one is.
Right.
When I say lit, I don't mean like lit.
Strobe lights. There's a smoke machine.
I mean, like it's not illuminated the same. When I say illuminated, I don't mean like not illuminated like fucking.
There's not much natural light in the bathroom.
There's not much light in there.
There's not much light in the bathroom.
As much as there is.
It's also blue, which I think is a darker blue, which is a bad shade for a bathroom.
But what I'm saying is that I didn't even need a mirror to do my bald man razoring.
Yeah, because you just do it.
I can just feel it.
Yeah.
I can just go and feel where there is a slightly more rough patch. Yeah. It's like if it's
you have to like dip your head in the water.
No, you're supposed to do it when it's dry. You do it when you do.
That's great.
That's the point. You do it when it's dry. Because
you could just do it now if you wanted.
Yeah. I've got my razor just here. I could turn it on and do it right here. Yeah. Can we do a bit and bob instead of talking about being?
Yeah. I just want to say the one thing that's annoying about my bathroom, which I'm surprised you haven't picked up on, is that
there's a few things, but I won't.
Oh, okay. Well, the mirror cabinet.
Okay.
The where like so this is when you put like all your stuff, like your toothbrush and stuff inside the mirror cabinet by the sink.
Yeah.
Comes out too far. You can't put your head down into the sink to like spit out toothpaste or whatever. Like it becomes like you have to dip your head underneath it because it comes out too far. You can't like. Okay. So yeah, it makes like you have to maneuver around the mirror to get to the sink.
That's frustrating.
That's my bad. I put that up.
That's on you.
That's my dad's bad. My dad put that up.
It's whoever bought the cabinet. Because
I had nothing to do with this. That feels good. Nice. But I'll probably be the one that has to fix it.
I'm saying I want mirror on just the wall. I want a separate cabinet.
Well, we did actually get a wall mirror, just a wall mirror, but it's because the corner and shit. I don't know. It's difficult.
Can I tell you something that we might cut out because it's a bit gross?
Okay.
When I was taking a shower, I was like, it's kind of disturbing me that there's hair in the plug hole. But like sometimes, like, I mean, I'm not going to judge you for having hair in your plug hole.
Yeah.
Because obviously, whatever.
I mean, both of us have hair.
What I'm telling you, I mean,
whereas you don't have any hair.
I never experienced that. So I mean,
exactly.
The hairs that are left in the bath are after I dry myself. And there's hairs on my body. They go in.
See that? Yeah.
So I wash those off.
The hairs are only only body hairs from you, whereas our hairs are just plain old hair hairs.
I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a nice thing, and I just emptied the plug hole.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah, and there was like,
yeah,
it was that was a thing. That was a little forest.
Okay, well there you go. I mean, we've got a lot of hair between us. I don't know. My hair's quite long.
I guess so.
My girlfriend's hair's quite long.
Well, it's longer than yours.
Yeah, it's definitely longer than
I'm
mine.
saying it's mostly your girlfriend.
It's actually quite a lot of hair she's got.
Yeah,
on her head.
a full head. Crazy. Well, she's not like full face of hair.
No.
Full head of hair.
Well, yeah, but it's like she went from she went back to like curly hair for a while, and then she went to straight hair, and to go to straight hair, she had to like comb out all of her curly hair, which basically means that it went into like a full actual fro.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, and oh my god, was so much hair. Literally, she straightened like a portion of it, like the around the front or something, or like did the underneath layers. Okay. And on top there was still like she had like a full head of hair and then another person's hair on top of that hair. Like, it was so much hair.
It kind of blows my mind that anyone's hair has layers, because
this is also new to you, isn't it?
I've
It's
never
an
had
alien concept.
I've never had to consider any of this.
Some people have like a hairline.
That's just mad.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, it's just to have or not have. That's always been my thing. I've got a bit and bob.
Yeah.
Now, Sophie's cooking eggs and bacon. Hal comes in and he's like, "Let me take over that cooking. I want to do some cooking. Hand me some more bacon." She's like, "Here's some bacon. Hand me some eggs. Here are the eggs. Here's the bit and bob. You ready for it?"
Yeah.
He cracks an egg, puts the egg yolk and whatever shit in the pan.
Yeah.
And throws the eggshell into Calcifer.
Yeah, and he eats it.
He eats all of the
it's
food
good, isn't
waste.
it? Yeah.
How fucking cool is that?
That's when I was talking about the eggs too, I remember now.
There we go.
Because he like flashes them and then puts them on the thing. I'm like, there's no way that's done.
Exactly.
He did not. That eggs take a while.
But then, but Jordan, this is a magical world. It doesn't have to be like reality.
He is
Jordan.
cooking over a magical flame.
Exactly.
So, to be fair, maybe it's.
So maybe Calcifer can just be like,
or Calcifer's just like egg heat, go, and like
Boom.
he does the precise temperature that it needs to be for an egg.
That's what I need.
Could you imagine? That's in the future. It's like having microwave settings, but on your hob.
But microwave settings are just.
Yeah, I almost got you there.
Stupid,
I'm trying to like, convince you that microwave settings are good.
No, they're
but
not.
If you're on your hob and it's like rice, there you go, and you press it, and then a sub menu, because it's going to be a touchscreen. Sub menu opens up, and you got like brown rice, pilau rice. And you just put in like thing. There's buttons. You say how many grams, and then it just sets it to the right temperature, and it will turn on, and it will account for like heating up the water, and then it will turn off when it's done.
See, I don't just want that. That already sounds cool, but I think that the hob also needs to have a scale in it. So I don't have to measure how much rice I put in that pan.
Yeah, and you pre-measure all your pans. So you don't need to like zero it every time you put stuff in. So you just like you lock in the weight of your pan, and it remembers. And there'll be like smart pans, and it will recognize which pan you're using when you put it on the hob.
Yeah,
and then you just start pouring stuff in, and it'll just basically do all the work for you.
That's
a good idea. That's trademark. I'm gonna put this podcast on a USB and post it to myself because I'm trademarking and copywriting that idea.
That's not bad. That's not
smart
bad.
pans.
Smart pans.
Not to be confused with smart pants.
What would smart pants do? Would they weigh you?
They have a chip in them that tell you when you need to wee.
But I already that's biology. I've got
for old people that don't get enough warning.
They're like, "Hey, start making your way." They're like,
yeah, no, they vibrate. It's like,
it's like, oh,
it's like a countdown.
It's like, oh, shit. Or you have a parking sensor on a car. It goes beep.
Yeah, the steady vibrate just means you're actually currently shitting yourself. Oh dear! Oh fuck! I missed it. Yeah. So, any more bits and bobs?
No.
Okay, so if you could be someone, who would you be? And what would you do?
So there's the witch of the waste. After she's lost all her powers,
yeah,
she ends up fucking things up by stealing Hal's heart.
Yeah.
I just not do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Go over yourself.
Because why does she have to be an idiot? Like, she loses her powers and she's just all of a sudden stupid.
It's like, shut up. And also, she's like 1 billion years old. It's like, come on.
Yeah, is that why she's stupid? Because she is stupid. Like, can we agree on that?
Yeah,
she becomes an
yeah.
idiot.
Yeah.
She's just like, how?
He's pretty.
Hello, I can barely talk now.
And is that what old people happen
Nah.
and do? Like,
Justice for old people. That's a poor representation of old people.
Who would you be?
I would be Calcifer.
Yes.
And I'd make the castle look a lot better.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it just looks like a scrap heap
Well,
with legs.
Howl eventually turned the inside into nice and whatever.
Into nice.
into nice. But I mean, like right at the end of the film,
I want to see more of the castle. We only see that one room.
we get to see Howl's room. We see a bit of the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we see a bit. But for me, there must be loads of other rooms going on there.
Yeah, it's a castle.
I thought it was a village. I thought it was a village more than it was a castle.
Mm.
There was like loads of different stuff going on there. But it is. You are right. I think from the outside, like it should just look more polished. I generally don't really like the aesthetic of steampunky things because it's like let's just put loads more metal on it. There's loads and loads more metal and wear those stupid fucking biker goggles. Like,
yeah.
Piss off everyone.
I also just don't feel like that's a brilliant use of Calcifer. Like you could probably do some other cool shit with him. If he's like can make a whole castle that can like teleport with like magic doors and can walk constantly. Surely you can do something else that's a little bit cooler because he only does that so that no one can ever like get him because he's never in one place.
It's pretty cool that he's a renewable source of energy.
Yeah,
like you never have to buy. Well, they did have to have wood so that they can keep Calcifer.
Yeah, what's that about? Because he was like, how Sophie gave me a block of wood and it was great. Like as if why has no one thought of that already?
I don't know. I don't know.
It's just fire,
I don't know, but I do feel like if there were more than one Calcifer, I reckon if there was like a Calcifer per street, maybe even more than that. So we're not asking Calcifer to do mad magic shit. We're not asking it to power, like make anything move. We're just asking it to just boil the kettle and turn the lights on and take care of boiling the water and stuff. Oh, by the way, he said it was such a hassle to like boil some water so that Hal could take a bath. It's like, dude, you're moving a fucking building. Like, as if it's much hassle to boil some water for someone's bath. He was bitching about that a few times in the film. Anyway, if we had a Calcifer in a street, we wouldn't need any unrenewable sources of energy.
That's true.
So we could just, I don't know.
It'd be great.
There's a way.
Why are we not doing that?
Who do we need to call to make that happen?
Stars fall.
Stars fall, and so we cash them.
Yeah.
Put them in our homes.
Shooting stars, that's just a star falling.
There you go.
Just pick it up.
Pick it up. Put it in your heart.
Oh, we've got the technology. We can figure out where they're going to go, surely.
Sorted.
Okay, who would you bring?
I was kind of struggling.
Yeah?
And I was thinking, for some magic that I understand and for some cuteness, I'd like to bring Totoro.
Okay.
My neighbor Totoro.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Was Totoro the first Studio Ghibli film? Because he
I don't think so.
Because right at the beginning of the film, it's like Studio Ghibli. And there's a picture of Totoro. So I'm like,
I think it's just become a very iconic
symbol.
One. Yeah. It's higher on the list than this one, isn't it?
Yeah, well, understandably, I think.
Okay, all right.
Who'd you bring in?
What are you going to do with him, though?
He can just amble around.
That is a bit shit.
Well, it is a bit
I'm
shit.
Bring in just because he visually fits
check
in.
this out. Check this out.
Right.
There's the bit where Sophie falls down the mountain with the dog and whatever.
Yeah.
Dog does fuck all in this film, by the way. Dog is just a hassle.
Yeah.
So I just like Totoro could be really good to help Sophie because in reality Sophie would have died down that ravine. She definitely would have, no questions.
Yeah.
So Totoro would have saved her. And would have maybe stopped the house from falling apart because Totoro's wicked and can just like transfigure himself into whatever he wants. He can turn himself into that moving bus thing, and just the castle can become a Totoro bus or something. I don't know. Just have and he can transport them to Howl. Maybe Totoro could like contribute with Howl towards killing people in the war because he doesn't want the war to exist either. Maybe he can just provide another umbrella for someone.
Yeah,
because there's that scene.
Okay.
When he's holding the umbrella.
Yeah.
How's that?
That'll do.
Yeah. Who would you bring?
So there's a little bit of a process behind mine. So I didn't realize at the time when watching it, I thought that Hal was voiced by Keanu Reeves, but it turns out he was Christian Bale.
I was watching the subbed version, by the way.
Okay, I was watching the dubbed version. In the dubbed version, he's voiced by Christian Bale.
Okay.
Who, as we all know, is Batman.
Sure.
from the Nolan trilogy. So from that, I was thinking, okay, so I'm thinking Batman. Recently, Batman Ninja came out on Netflix, which was a Batman story that was sort of in the style of like Japanese art. It wasn't really kind of like in an anime style, but Batman gets teleported back to like feudal Japan.
Okay.
So you have like all of the villains and stuff, but they're all like anime styled kind of cartoons. So I want to bring in the Joker in an anime Japanese art style.
Okay.
And just have him like chilling in one of the doors, like maybe in the war door, that black door. Maybe Howl's just fighting the Joker, and then it'll just be Batman versus the Joker, but in a different film and a bit of a crossover.
Okay.
It's more of a concept.
Okay.
All
right,
because it's like there's a thing, but
fucking high concept.
whether it would be any good or not. I'm just trying to think of ways that it could realistically work.
Well, it's not going to, is it, Jordan?
Well, it's better than just having a big teddy bear that walks around doing nothing.
Oh, sorry. Some kind of crazy lunatic psycho Joker person.
Yeah.
Killing.
Let's add some stakes.
There's already enough stakes.
What stakes?
The whole fucking place could be killed by the big war that's happening.
Oh, yeah, that war.
And the blobby people.
You don't see anything other than fire.
As
planes.
As if fire's not destructive enough. No, you see bombs. You see the blobby people. You see the scary bird thing.
Oh, but they're second, aren't they, to the war?
I mean, they're all there. They're all
I don't know
about.
what that means. They're second to the war, Keiran.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Joker. Why not?
Yeah,
I'm done.
I win. So, would you stay indoors for this?
No. It's such a stupid film. It's such a stupid film. Like, what's even the deal? Like, no. The magic that there was, like, for like the first third of the film, when you got Act 1 and you're setting the scene and everything, if it wasn't for Sophie talking to herself, saying how weird it was to be old and how she was having a good time with the Scarecrow, we'd be like, nothing is happening. She's just walking and shit. And all of the like the reasons for why the Witch of the Waste is being a bitch, and the reasons for why bloody Howl hasn't got her shit together, is because they just haven't got their lives sorted out. And it's like, get over it and stop harming other people. I don't like that. The war is happening for no reason. We've got no context for it. People are doing dumb shit. And people make stupid decisions in this film. And I don't like it. It's silly. The universe is dumb. Where even are they? The best character was the Kid Wizard, and he had barely any screen time compared to everyone else. I reckon he could have done some mad shit. But you don't get to see him do all that stuff because it's all about stupid love story between the two of them.
Okay, are you done?
Yeah, don't stay indoors.
Okay, but if you are able to detach what you're viewing from the real world, I would say stay indoors if you have the ability to think of things in a fictional way. If you're able to do that. Because this was good. It was enchanting.
No,
it was a fun story. It was in a world that's, well, I mean, any Studio Ghibli film, you know what you're getting. It's childlike wonderment. It's just stories about fun things happening, crazy characters, colour, amazement, and wonder.
It's not childlike.
It's all of those things and more.
I was trying to find it beautiful, and it was just annoying.
Nah, you came in at a wrong angle. My brain's dead.
Okay.
I tried to pour lemonade in a bowl earlier.
That was fun.
I don't know what's wrong with
that. That was very funny. All right.
Next week, we're going to be watching Das Boot.
So strap on your bootstraps and join us for the episode next week.
Bye.
Bye. That's it. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's all there is. That's all there is.
We did it, guys. We made it to the end.
Come on. That's all.
Yeah. So find us on social media at 250. 250 reasons. That's
Finito.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Terminus.
You can listen to us on all the podcast places. I'm not even going to list them anymore. They're just literally whatever you're listening to it now. Just do that.
It's all over.
Yes, Kieran, it is. And you can email us with your suggestions or whatever you want at 250reasons@gmail.com. Awful. And that's it. So that's the end. Finished.
Bye.